All right, let's jump right into Word Smart's List 22. We've got 25 words to get through today, and these are absolutely the kind of words you'll see on big exams like the SAT or GRE. My goal here isn't just to give you definitions. It's to help you really feel what these words mean so you can use them with confidence. So let's get started. First up, we're going to look at a group of words that describe people, specifically people who can be a little difficult. Knowing these is perfect for understanding characters and reading passages, which you know you're going to face on your tests. Okay, let's start with two words that are super easy to mix up, obdurate and obtuse. First, obdurate. This is someone who is both stubborn and insensitive. I mean, think of a stone wall. They just refuse to change their mind, and they really don't seem to care about anyone else's feelings. Then you have obtuse. An obtuse person is also insensitive, but it's because they're kind of slow to understand things. They just don't get it. It's like their mind is a little dull or blocked. So look at this. This really shows the big difference. The obdurate president, he's making a choice. He has the power to listen, but he chooses not to. It's about his strong, stubborn will. Now look at the obtuse guy at the party. He's not choosing to be annoying. He just doesn't understand the hint. He can't seem to get it. So here's the easy way to remember it. Obdurate is about willpower, and obtuse is about brain power, or maybe a lack of brain power. Here's another pair of words for tricky people. First, you have someone who is officious. A good way to remember this is to think of the word official. An officious person acts like they are an official. They're bossy, they give you advice you didn't ask for, and they act like they're in charge when they're not. On the other hand, an obsequious person is the total opposite. They are so eager to please and obey someone important that it's just too much. They act like a servant, and it often feels really fake and insincere. And for our last word in this group, narcissism. Now, this is way more than just being confident. Narcissism is an extreme, really unhealthy obsession with yourself. The story behind it is a great memory trick. It comes from a Greek myth about a guy named Narcissus. He saw his own reflection in the water, fell completely in love with it, and just stared at himself until he died. It's a pretty powerful story about the dangers of loving yourself way too much. Okay, let's switch gears. Our next group of words is all about communication. We're going to look at words that describe when things are super confusing, totally unclear, or maybe just really, really subtle. Imagine this. You want to make something confusing on purpose. What do? Well, first, you obfuscate it. That's the action. You are intentionally making it hard to understand. And what's the result of that? Well, the idea becomes nebulous. Think of a cloud. It's hazy, it's vague, it has no clear shape. And because it's so nebulous, it is now obscure. It's really hard to get. Maybe nobody even knows about it. See how one leads to the next? Let's see them in action. For obfuscate, you could say, the politician tried to obfuscate the issue by using really complicated words. For nebulous, her plan was just too nebulous. She had a big idea, but no clear steps to get there. And for obscure, he was an obscure writer from the 1400s, so almost no one has ever heard of him. The word oblique means indirect or something that's at an angle. And yeah, it can be a literal line that's not straight up or down, but we often use it to talk about communication. If you make an oblique comment, you're not saying something directly. You're hinting at it. You're sort of coming at the topic from the side instead of facing it head on. And all this talk of subtlety leads us perfectly to the word nuance. A nuance is just a tiny, subtle difference. You know, the nuance between being stubborn and being obdurate is what we've been talking about. Understanding these small, little details is what really takes your English skills to the next level. It's all about paying attention to those small things. All right, our third group of words is all about amounts, quantity and value. We'll talk about things that are huge, things that are tiny, and what it means to be generous. When you see a number like this, what comes to mind? A lot, right? So many that you can't even count them easily. This is the perfect picture to have in your head for our next word, myriad. So myriad means a huge, almost uncountable number of something. You could talk about a myriad of stars in the sky. Its perfect opposite is the word nominal. Nominal means a very small, almost meaningless amount. For example, a nominal fee might be just $1. It's a fee that exists, but it's so small it almost doesn't matter. Now, you have to be careful with nominal because it has three very different meanings. The first one we just covered, very small, like a nominal fee. The second meaning is in name only. A nominal leader is someone who has the title of leader, but somebody else has all the real power. And the third meaning, which you might hear in movies about space, is normal or okay. If NASA says all systems are nominal, it's great news. It means everything is working just perfectly. Don't get these two mixed up. They sound a little alike, but are worlds apart. Munificent means incredibly generous. A munificent gift isn't just a nice gift. It's huge. It's lavish. Mundane, on the other hand, means ordinary and boring. It describes the everyday stuff you have to do, like chores or paperwork. So one is amazing and grand, the other is totally common. Let's move on to words about ideas and feelings. We're going to look at what's new, what's old, and some pretty powerful beliefs about the world. Now, we all know novel as a type of book, but as an adjective, novel means new and original. If you have a novel idea, it's a fresh, new way of thinking. A neologism is something different. It's a noun. A neologism is a newly created word. A word like selfie was a neologism just a few years ago. Nobody used it, and then boom, everyone did. Ah, nostalgia. This is that feeling you get when you remember something happy from your past. It's a warm feeling, but it can also be a little sad, right? You're happy because you remember it, but you're sad because it's over. That's nostalgia. Okay, here's a deep question for you. What do you call it when someone's belief system is based on, well, believing in nothing at all? That belief is called nihilism. A nihilist believes that life has no meaning, no purpose, no real value. They think all the rules and morals we have are just made up by people and have no real power. It's the idea that in the grand scheme of things, nothing truly matters. To mortify someone is to make them feel incredibly embarrassed. This isn't just a little awkward. If you are mortified, you are so humiliated you feel like you could just die. It's a very, very strong feeling of shame. And we're on to our final section. Here we'll look at words about how we see the world, how other people see us, and things that might be dangerous. The word myopia has two meanings, and you need to know both. The first one is the literal medical meaning, nearsightedness. You know, when you need glasses to see things that are far away. But the second meaning, the figurative one, is what you'll probably see on a test. It means a lack of foresight, not being able to think far into the future. A person with myopia only thinks about right now, and they don't consider the long-term results of their actions. Let's wrap it up with a lightning round of 5 words that all describe bad things. First, notorious. This means being famous, but for a bad reason, like a notorious criminal. Nefarious is even worse. It means something is truly evil or wicked, like a nefarious plan. Noxious describes something physically harmful or poisonous, like noxious fumes from a factory. Nepotism is the unfair practice of giving jobs or favors to your family and friends just because you know them. And finally, oblivion. This is the state of being completely forgotten, like an ancient city that faded into oblivion. And that's our last word. Great job getting through all 25. Which one are you going to try using first?